Hi everyone, it's Jen on the go. Welcome back to this channel. In today's video, we're going to do a full batch tutorial. I'm going to take you with me on a full walk along with one single batch from A to Z. I'm going to show you how I communicate and how I shop for a single batch. So if you're interested, stay with me because we're going to start right now. Let's go. I like to always start out as close as I can to the grocery store I prefer to work in. I used to accept batches from home, but I found out through experimenting that if I sit closer to the store, I tend to get better batches that will put me at that store. So I'm in the parking lot. Hopefully I get a batch at the store I want to work in, and I'm going to start scrolling right now. Before I do that though, I do want to check my rating, which I haven't done yet, and to see what we're looking at today. So I'm going to go into the How Am I Doing page, and you can see I'm sitting at 74 5-star rating, so that's good. I have a 1% cancellation rate, which I talked about in another video, and my seconds right now are at 68. Now we're going to start scrolling. You guys know, we just have to do this. I select my batches based on customer tip, and I also like the batch amount to be at least $1 per item. So let's start scrolling. Here we go. Here's one that's $11, 11 items, 1 mile drop off, not terrible, $3.94 tip. I'm not doing it. This is my first batch of the day. Also, I'm making this video for tutorial purposes only, so I am going to try to take a smaller batch for the sake of showing you guys my method and how I communicate. So the smaller the batch, the easier it will be for me to be able to do this for you guys. This requires patience and persistence. I would rather sit and wait 15-20 minutes and choose the batch that is going to give me the most fiscal reward than just to take whatever to take just for the sake of taking a batch. And again, when you choose batches on customer tip, it really helps to control your ratings as much as you can. The good news here, what I'm seeing so far, at least there are a lot of single batches today on my screen. I haven't seen a triple batch yet. This could be because I am at a 5-star, and maybe I'm training the algorithm not to send them to me. It really does matter where you are, at least in my experience, so I changed it up. I went about a mile down the road, and let's see if this is any better. So I'm going to go back to my batch screen, and let's hope for something a little better. Okay. Here's one here, $31, $20 tip, I'm taking it. Okay, I clicked on that pretty quickly, but this is only 20 items. This is good news. This is this person's 34th order, 48 units, which isn't terrible. I believe that tip was right around $20. Perfect. This checks all of my boxes. So we are going to start heading to this store. But again, this required a little patience. I didn't take the first thing that came my way. I need to make sure that tip makes sense before I will service that customer. So what I like to do very first, before I even go into the store, is click on the little information eye in the right-hand corner of the app. This will tell you all of the information that this customer is asking for. There is a customer note, and he is stating leave and delivery box to the left of the front door. It is very important that you guys read these notes, because here you will find instructions about the delivery, whether it's don't ring the doorbell, do ring the doorbell, what door to use. So don't forget this. A lot of shoppers do. As you can see, it's due on or before 11:26 a.m., which is fine. Oh, well, actually, it's cutting it close. It's 10:40. 17 items. I like to quickly pull up the items that he's looking for. Just so I can map out the route in my head. So this is pretty easy, just a few produce items. What I'm looking for here specifically is any deli items. And if I were to see deli items, I would hit that first before I even start swiping to shop this order, because once we start shopping, that's when the timer begins. What is around my neck is a lanyard. In case you guys don't have one for your cell phones, I highly recommend it because you're hands-free. This one I got on Amazon. I am going to link it below, but there are tons, but I really love this one. Some people have fanny packs, and I do have a fanny pack too, but for my phone, I love it hanging around my neck, and then I keep my Instacart card right there too. So now we're ready to go in. So here's my produce list. I'm going to try to grab a couple items before I start the clock. This is what I like to do. This is how I'm able to get my time down as low as I can. They need organic bananas. I'm going to grab these because these are always tricky, because you can see they're green, they're yellow, they're whatever. So I want to grab the best ones I can find. These look good. Kind of green on the top, yellow down here. I think these are okay, but I will absolutely ask the customer about these. These are 3 pounds, 3.2 1 pound, so it's close enough. And I will send the customer a note about the ripeness of these bananas. When you're looking at produce, you always want to look at to see if there's an expiration date, but this one there's not. But I do like to look, and I flip the bags over to make sure there aren't rotten ones. You have to be incredibly picky about produce, especially. They want 2 broccoli medleys, and I picked the dates the furthest out, which is the 18th. I don't have my cheaters on, of February, so we're good. We're good here. These are the freshest ones I could find, and these were in the back, so you have to really pay attention to the expiration dates on your produce. Salad mix, again, I picked the date with the furthest out, February 20th. I checked them all, and the freshest stuff is always at the bottom, so make sure you check that. Try to grab as many bags as you can and pre-open them. And you can, there's a quick trick, you can grab something that's wet in the produce aisle, and they open real quickly that way. Apples oftentimes are really bruised, and you have to really be picky about the apples. They want 4.25 pounds of Fuji apples, and they're right here. So you really have to look at the quality of the apples. Yeah, this part takes time. And then you always want to read the apple labels because they're often out of order, and that drives me crazy. So be very careful. Just make sure there's no bruising. They want 4.25, and here I'm only at 2.25 pounds, so I have more to go. That took way too long, which is why I didn't start chopping yet, but we're at almost 4.5, which is close enough. And I picked all the best Fuji apples they had, so we're done with these. I'm gonna go to my screen, and I am going to now start clicking on Start Shopping. First thing you have to do is contact the customer and let them know that you have begun shopping for him, and this is how you do it. Instacart, which is so nice, provides all of the message in the app already for you. I always start off with the professional greeting, which is done for me, and then I will add a simple emoji, send that away. I will also communicate with him further, but this is the introduction. Make sure you are doing that. As you can see, this one has my name in it. If you want to make your own, that's fine too, but this is what I do. So that is sent. That is first. As you can see, he does have priority items, and I will make a note about that in a second, but he only has 2 priority items here. It's not produce, so that's not going to be a problem. So what I'm going to do right now is start scanning the items that I did grab. Found the baby spinach. Those are not the right ones. These are the right ones. It's easy to mix up, but here are the ones they want. These are the microwavable ones. I didn't catch it the first time. So I'm going to scan these 2 in, and we're good to go. They want 2. I'm going to make sure they look good, and they do. These are fine. So these are going in the cart. I'm going to weigh them again just to be sure. And again, you have to go by the actual weight, not by what is in the app. And I'm going to weigh the bananas one more time. I want to make sure, were those organic bananas? Yes, I always double check that it got the right thing. But just to add more communication, I'm going to text this customer and let him know that the bananas are a little green and if these look okay to him. So I want to get them in good light. And I'm going to take a picture. And I'm going to send this to him. Here is a picture of the bananas that I chose for you today, period. These are organic. A lot of times the Vidalia onions are not marked sweet, but it is the same thing. So these are the sweet onions, and they want 3 pounds. So let's pick 3 pounds of the best sweet onions we can find. So again, I'm looking at the priority items. I am going in order for aisle number today because there are not a lot of items on this list. But if there were 75 items, I would probably grab the priority items first and let the customer know that. This is their priority item. I found this. Quickly scan it, and we're good to go. Another trick is when you're looking for an item, these are the peanuts. I can see right away I'm going to go for the blue bar, which states here, because there's several different types. That really helps with speed. Got it. Now we're going to go get pretzels. And remember, dry goods also have expiration dates on them, but I always check for tears and holes as well. Again, always check the date on your meat. Also, grab the furthest date out, February 21st, we're good to go. Another thing I like to do is, even though these are packaged in plastic, it just shows, it's another touch point for the customers. You definitely want to wrap these in a plastic bag. It shows the customers that you're taking care of their food. His priority item, 5 cans of portobello mushrooms. So I'm going to look for these. These are the Big Y brand. Unfortunately, right now, I can already tell that they go here. They are not here, but often I will just see if they're, they got accidentally moved around, and they didn't. So let's see if Alan has a replacement. I'm going to say I cannot find the item. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a replacement listed, so I'm going to skip this. He would like me to select a replacement. So I am going to choose this one, which is stems and pieces. I honestly don't know if this will work, and so far this customer is not responsive, but that's okay. I still have to send him a replacement. So I'm going to select this one here, and I'm going to put 5 of these, but I'm not going to assume he wants these. I have to message him and say, hello again. They do not have your requested Big Y portobello mushrooms in the cans, period. I'm going to send you a photograph of the replacement that is the closest match for you, period. Please let me know if this will work for you, and if not, I am happy to send you a refund, period. Thank you so much. So now I'm going to send him a picture of the mushrooms just so he can see what they look like. Again, here's the photo of a possible replacement. If I don't hear from you, I am going to send you a refund, as I don't want to purchase these without your approval. Thank you. Okay, these are the pearls. Pimento stuffed 21 ounces. Oh, here they are. Okay, what happened in this case, the label was changed and it didn't look like the photo, so that tripped me up a little bit, but found it. That's all that matters. And I'm looking for French dressing. I'm going to skip that because I don't see it. Now I need peppercorn ranch, and this one's right here. Here's why I didn't see the salad dressing. It was way in the back, so you have to really take the time to search and look, because a lot of times the products are really shoved in the back and hidden. So here it is. Winning. I don't know if you guys know this, but customers can see the order in which you scan their items. So if they see that you scanned in their frozen items first, they might say, hey, what are you doing? It makes them nervous. You want to take all of that angst away from your customer. Let's see if Alan responded back to me. Oh, he did. He read it and he said, okay. So he agreed to the mushrooms. So then these are going to go in my basket because these are okay. And I'm going to say, wonderful, period. I'm just making sure you saw my note about the bananas as well, period. Please let me know. Okay, so I grabbed a light cream. Again, you need to check the expiration dates every single time. You want to pull the furthest one out, which this is. It's perfectly okay. Just make sure you're checking that. This is a man of few words, but I got another response about his bananas. He said, okay, and I said, great. Oh, look, I just got a note from Alan. And he said, great job. And I'm going to say, it is my absolute pleasure, period. I am here to help you in every way I can. Please let me know if there's anything else you would like me to grab for you while I am here, because I'm happy to do so. So there we go. I'm getting him to talk to me a little bit, and that's the goal. All right, let's get his vegetables. He's looking for the mixed vegetables. The bag doesn't look the exact same. So I'm going to see if this is it, $1.69. It looks like it should be it. Okay, this is the bag, but again, the packaging didn't match, but I kind of went by the title of it. So these I found, six of these, and we're good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All 6. And because of the way I'm communicating, he then says, really good job. And I'm going to say, thanks so much. Thanks so much. Ellen. Always use their name when you can. It just shows you're building a relationship with that customer, and I can't stress enough the importance of communication. It really does go a long way. As you can see from when I first started, I did communicate with him quite a bit, and he was a little bit short at first, but he warmed up to me, and he reviewed all of the changes, which is good. You can see in my time, I was supposed to stay at 27:40, and I'm at 27:35. Close enough. You want to stay in that window. If you don't, it's not such a big deal. You're not going to get kicked off Instacart if you don't stay within that time frame. This is just the metric they give you as a shopper for yourself. Okay, so he states, "You're welcome," and now I'm going to say this. Hi, Ellen. I just finished scanning your last item in, and I am heading to the checkout now, period. I will be en route shortly with your groceries, period. It has been my pleasure shopping for you today, period. I've got the 6 bags that the customer's being charged, and we're going to go to the next step. This is the part you guys have to be very clear about. Make sure it's in focus, and then you add another photo. The app will tell you that you're good to photograph, but make sure you get every single part of the receipt. Make sure you always save your receipts for at least 2 weeks. I keep them in my fanny pack, and then when I'm done for the day, I put them in a baggie and label them. I always like to park, if I can, as close to a cart corral as I can get, because it just makes the exit process so much easier. So let's go. You don't get lucky every time like that, though. A little bit of my trunk setup while we're here. I bought this on Amazon, but it really helps me to keep my trunk organized. But here I have my insulated bags. Here's one here, and then a big professional one. I didn't use these today because it's freezing outside where I am, and I wasn't in there very long. But if I had a big shop, I would absolutely pull these out. I always have extra paper bags. And then these are the hot pink notes that I usually, if they have eggs, I'll write a little note on the outside and say fragile eggs and put that here. I keep markers and staplers in my cards as well. And then this, I always keep a box in here if I have a carton of eggs so that it doesn't slip around my car. We are going to do the drop off again. You guys already saw this. Leaving the delivery box next to the left of the front of the door. So no problem. Success. Okay, all done with that first batch. No problems with that. As you can see, he started communicating with the more communication from me. So sometimes as shoppers, you just have to keep going and not take it personally when customers don't communicate with you. So just take it a step further. And yes, you don't want to be overly pushy, but you do want to push a little bit just to show them that you're being professional and looking out for their very best interest. So I dropped off his groceries, and he had me put them in a huge Tupperware bin, and I sent him a photograph of that and let him know that his groceries were there safely. So now I'm going to check my total. I'm going to go into my earnings page, and because I just dropped it off, it's not going to be showing up. And if you can see here, it's not in here, but if you click on Monday, February 15th, it's pending. And it ended up being a $27.54 batch. But remember, I only had 20 items, and I hit that mark, 20 items, $27. The reason why the tip was adjusted is because, it's a $16 tip. I originally thought it was 20, but that's okay. It's still a nice tip. It was adjusted because of refunds or the cost difference in the products that I had to get him. So no problem at all. Maybe my tip will be raised, but I doubt it. And even if it's not, a tip of $15 shows that the customer does put value on the shopper. So I'm good with that. And that was the first batch. So that is it for today's video. I hope that you got something out of this and that you learned anything, whether it was communication or replacements or how the app works. Thank you all so much for being here, for liking, commenting, subscribing to this channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Love you all.